My girlfriend and I are both passionate fishing hobbyists, so last year during the holiday, we decided to take a trip to the countryside for a fishing getaway. Upon arrival, we set up our equipment and began fishing. After some time, I felt thirsty and realized I'd left my water bottle in the car. I turned around and walked back to get it. As I grabbed my bottle and turned to head back, I saw my girlfriend talking to a family of three, a father, mother, and a young boy. I was confused. There had been no one else around when we first arrived, and it was odd to suddenly see this family standing there. It only took me a few seconds to grab my water, but in that brief moment, they had managed to walk up quietly and start a conversation with my girlfriend without me noticing them approach. I was skeptical but thought maybe they had come from a direction we hadn't seen. My girlfriend was happily chatting with them. They seemed friendly and enthusiastic, but there was something about them that felt off. I couldn't quite put my finger on it yet. As I walked closer, my girlfriend turned to me and introduced me to the family as her boyfriend. I politely nodded, and the family told us about a fishing spot nearby with larger catches and a higher fish density. The father of the family insisted we follow them. My girlfriend seemed excited about the new spot, and with bright smiles, the family turned to lead the way. That's when I noticed something unsettling. As they turned, I saw it. Something wrong with their hands and feet. Their hands were reversed. The left palm was on the right hand, and the right palm was on the left. Their feet were also swapped. Left and right were reversed. They walked in a strangely awkward way. At first, I couldn't pinpoint why it felt so weird, but I knew something was terribly wrong. I whispered to my girlfriend, "Look at their hands and feet. We shouldn't follow them for our safety." As soon as I said this, the father suddenly turned around. He had clearly heard me. He looked at us and smiled. His grin was unnerving, almost too wide. I wasn't about to take any chances. I grabbed my girlfriend's hand and quickly pulled her back to the car. We got inside, locked the doors, and I started the engine. She was still confused, asking why I'd suddenly run away. "They just wanted to show us a better spot," she said. I looked at her, my voice trembling. "They don't seem human. They might be spirits or something worse. We can't take any chances, especially out here in the middle of nowhere." Suddenly, we saw the family, now on all fours, bend forward and scurry into the forest with unnatural speed, disappearing into the trees in the blink of an eye. We were both left speechless, too shocked to move. We didn't tell anyone about it because we knew no one would believe us. Who were they really? And what would have happened if we had followed them? We're just grateful we didn't. My sister has always been afraid of going into the kitchen. She refuses to enter unless someone accompanies her. We always thought she was just a timid child. She was only 10 years old at the time, and we assumed she'd eventually grow out of it. She avoided the kitchen at all costs, even during the brightest parts of the day. When we asked her why she was so afraid, she would always tell us that she felt as if she were being watched. We pressed her, asking what exactly was watching her, but she'd just say they were hiding in the corner or somewhere nearby. She seemed unsure, and we assumed she just had an overactive imagination. One night, my sister was hungry and wanted to have a late-night snack. She was too afraid to go into the kitchen alone, so as the good older sister I am, I decided to go down and prepare her supper while she waited in her room. I had just finished pouring hot water into the cup noodle when I suddenly felt it. A strong sensation of not being alone, as though I were being watched. It was the first time I'd ever felt that way. I looked around scanning the kitchen, and that's when I saw something small and dark moving between the knife holder and the water heater I had just used. I walked closer, trying to get a better look. Just as I was about to approach, it moved again. In that brief moment, I caught a glimpse of what looked like a pair of hands resting on the water heater and knife holder. Between them, there was an eye, about the size of a ping pong ball, staring back at me. Before I could react, the thing swiftly pulled the two objects together, closing the gap and vanishing into the darkness. I let out a startled squeak. My parents rushed downstairs to see what had happened, and when I told them what I'd just seen, they laughed it off, saying I had probably just imagined it. But then my sister silently reached for my hand. I could feel that she understood. I had finally seen what she had been so terrified of. The next day, I sat down with my sister to talk. After hearing what I'd experienced, she seemed more willing to share. She told me that when she was alone in the kitchen, she had often seen the same thing I had, peeking out from impossibly small spaces, between dishes, under the tables, or behind the ceiling light. It always retreated the moment we made eye contact. After that night, we continued to see it in the kitchen. Sometimes it revealed more of its body as we glimpsed it. It was covered in dark, matte fur, with two human-like arms protruding from it, and only one eye, always watching. But we never saw its full body. It seemed to be able to hide in spaces that were far too small for something of its size. We've continued to live in the same house all these years. Even though it unnerves us, it has never harmed us. It seems curious, always peeking when we're alone in the kitchen. At least that's what we thought. Now I'm 28 and my sister's 24. We've gotten used to it. Sometimes, if we have to go to the kitchen alone, we'll still catch a glimpse of it watching us from the shadows. But we've never figured out what it really is. No matter how many times we've seen it, we don't know if it's some kind of creature, a spirit, or something far worse. We still have no answers.